With 3 goals in 23 games, Sadio Mane no longer looks like the world beater that he was last season. The Senegal international is becoming a bit of a problem for his club. More than that, him and Roberto Firmino are reportedly fed up of Mohamed Salah, who's performed better than these two. Manchester United are willing to sell Jesse Lingard to West Ham, but want something dear to them in return. Will the Hammers play ball? Has Ousmane Dembele revived his Barcelona career? Alright then, Goalsiders, we've got a lot to talk about in this episode, so why don't you make yourself comfortable while we go through all the important news stories from the last few days. But before we start, make sure to subscribe to our channel and stay notified by hitting the bell icon. Icardi itching for a new challenge. Argentinian striker Mauro Icardi is reportedly tired of his current status at Paris Saint-Germain and has instructed his agent to find him a new team. The striker signed for Inter Milan permanently last season, but has seen his game time considerably reduce in recent months. However, it remains to be seen if he'll be able to make a move, given that his €10 million a year salary puts him out of reach for most teams in Europe. L'Equipe claims that AS Roma and Juventus are interested in signing the talented striker, but there's also strong interest from England. Manchester United were reportedly linked with him earlier this year. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's men are desperate for a new striker for next season, and while they're eager to sign Erling Braut Haaland, it may prove to be difficult since the young Norwegian is attracting interest from a host of European sides. Signing Icardi might prove to be a cheaper option. German star a low-cost option for some. Sport Bild in Germany is getting really busy with the transfer window approaching. The German media outlet claims that Jerome Boateng might end up leaving Germany once his contract with Bayern Munich expires. The World Cup winner is likely to see his game time decrease next season once Dayot Upamecano joins his new teammates. Furthermore, he hasn't been offered a new deal and is going to become a free agent soon. While age might not be on his side, the German is still a highly experienced defender. This is why the likes of Barcelona and Tottenham are eyeing the veteran as a smart option to strengthen their defence. However, it remains to be seen if Boateng would want to return to the English Premier League, given how much he struggled last time out when he signed for Man City. Chelsea turn a page at Selhurst Park. Following a 5-2 defeat at the hands of relegation-threatened West Bromwich Albion last week, Thomas Tuchel's men have been out for blood all week. First, they beat FC Porto 2-0 away from home in the first leg of their Champions League quarter-final, and then they decided to break Crystal Palace in their backyard. This game was a great reminder to all those who doubted the team's credentials under their new manager. Tuchel has transformed this Chelsea side into a confident outfit, and slowly the team's biggest players are coming into their own. Take Kai Havertz, for example. The young German was signed for roughly €70 million and was expected to be an instant hit. Things haven't gone according to plan, with the former Bayer Leverkusen man struggling for consistency. However, he was on song against the Eagles and scored his first Chelsea goal in a long while. Throughout the game, Havertz played with a purpose. Similarly, Christian Pulisic had a point to prove. The American international had been out of favour ever since Tuchel arrived, and then it was the injuries that restricted his appearances. However, the young winger was in excellent form and helped himself to a brace. Pulisic was arguably Chelsea's best player last season, and if he can hold on to the consistency he's shown all week, the Blues will have no problem taking the game to their opponents. Leeds stop City momentarily. A few days ago, Pep Guardiola said that Leeds United would be the worst team Manchester City could face between their Champions League games against Borussia Dortmund. Marcelo Bielsa's men might not be gunning for a European journey, but boy, are they a treat to watch. And guess what? Guardiola knew what he was saying. The Spanish tactician has been a student of Bielsa's philosophy for a long time and saw firsthand how difficult it is to beat Leeds, no matter how adverse the situation might be. Despite playing with 10 men for almost an hour, the newly promoted side won the game 2-1. City's bid for a third Premier League title in 4 years remains on track, with Guardiola's side still 14 points clear at the top of the table, although the second-place Man United now have 2 games in hand. However, this was an unnecessary setback and a dent to the team's confidence ahead of their second-leg showdown with Dortmund on Tuesday night. A defeat in the league isn't going to do them any harm, but the timing couldn't have been worse. With Borussia Dortmund still in the tie after a 2-1 defeat, you can expect another nervy ride for a team that is eager to win a historic European treble. Now we know that you guys must be wondering, when's this guy going to talk about what transpired in the El Clasico? Well, here we go. The game ended 2-1 in favour of Real Madrid. Quite a close one. Ahead of the game, everyone started talking about these two great adversaries finally returning to fight for the title after it seemed impossible following Atletico Madrid's great start to their season. However, things have changed since then, and both sides have started getting the right results. But the game in torrential rain was a difficult one to call, especially for the hosts, who really had to dig deep and hold off Barcelona, who made quite a comeback. Without Sergio Ramos and Rafael Varane, the makeshift defence stood strong and returned to the dressing room with 3 valuable points in the bag. Such games are title-defining, and Madrid showed just why they might be able to retain their crown. Karim Benzema opened the scoring. The Frenchman has been Madrid's key man ever since Ronaldo left for Juventus. Behind him, there is a midfield that's won it all, and an informed Toni Kroos made it 2-0 for the hosts. The Catalans improved shortly before the break, with Lionel Messi striking the post directly from a corner and then forcing a sharp save out of Thibaut Courtois. And when Oscar Mingueza pulled one back, Barca started to grow in the game and had loads of chances. But Madrid once again held on. The win wasn't the prettiest you'll ever see, but it is 3 points that matter the most, and Zinedine Zidane will be happy with the sheer determination that he saw on the field. Zidane's men come alive in the big games and crucial moments. That's how they won 3 Champions Leagues in a row, and their winning mentality means that they're now in a great position going into the business end of the season. Milan keen on keeping Chelsea loanee. It was quite surprising to see Chelsea loan out Fikayo Tomori to AC Milan. The young Englishman had a good last season, but the arrival of Thiago Silva blocked his path to the starting 11. The youngster arrived in a new league only to seek a few minutes. Turns out Stefano Pioli has been amazed at how well the player has settled in Milan and is eager to make the move permanent. The Rossoneri do have an option to buy, and it's expected that they will make their move. Similarly, Zlatan Ibrahimovic is on the verge of signing a 1-year extension, according to Paolo Maldini. There are only small details missing, and therefore we are very close to the renewal, the club director explained to Sky. Dybala rumours gather pace. No one knows what the future holds for Juventus star Paulo Dybala. The Argentine forward has been used quite sparingly this season by Andrea Pirlo, and the player is also in no hurry to sign a new deal. The 27-year-old has had to deal with multiple injury issues, but the Bianconeri boss is sure that his player is going to stay, even if he's approaching the final year of his contract. Fresh terms haven't been signed so far, but Pirlo has so far refused to be drawn out on what the future holds for the player. In the midst of it all, the likes of Manchester United and Tottenham are keeping a close eye on things, and they might even make their move soon. Liverpool finally end home misery, and Sadio Mane goes missing again. Liverpool were finally able to end a 9-game winless run at Anfield, thanks to a Trent Alexander-Arnold screamer in the last minute of the game against Aston Villa. Jurgen Klopp has seen his team's title challenge vanish into thin air, and the results have not been too kind on them. On top of that, there's been rumours circulating that Sadio Mane and Roberto Firmino are fed up of Mohamed Salah. It's well documented that Mane isn't a huge fan of the Egyptian, who he believes to be quite a selfish player the closer he gets to the penalty box. Now, it's being claimed that both Mane and Firmino don't trust him. According to Spanish football journalist Diego Torres, the Liverpool dressing room has been tense with jealousy, with resentment festering towards Salah, the highest paid player in the squad. Mane and Firmino lead the faction that observes Salah as a privileged person who takes advantage of the strenuous collective work that everyone does to recover the ball, he wrote following Liverpool's 3-1 defeat to Real Madrid in the first leg of the Champions League quarter-final tie. But at the end of the day, Salah is the one who keeps banging in the goals on a regular basis, and without him, Liverpool won't even have a chance of fighting for a top 4 place. At the same time, we need to talk about Mane's form. The Senegal international has had a less than mediocre season at Anfield and is clearly frustrated at not being able to perform to his best. The former Southampton man sat out the 2-1 win over Villa, and Jurgen Klopp believes that Mane has a mental problem in front of goal. He's only scored once in the last 8 games and has only scored thrice in the last 23 league games. Diogo Jota, on the other hand, has started settling in nicely, which means that Klopp now has the luxury of dropping his star player if he needs to. "We all know how good Sadio Mane is, what a player he is and what he did for us," said the Reds boss, but obviously the numbers scoring-wise are not great at the moment and he knows that. The schedule over the last 3 years was for a lot of players in world football a tough one. For him as well, that's true, but I don't think that's the reason. Not sure about you, but we really believe that Mane should start focusing on his own performances rather than looking at whether Mohamed Salah is putting in more effort for the team or not. because at the end of the day, the Egyptian forward does end up contributing to the team's cause. So, what do you think about Mane's problems at Liverpool? Do you think the Reds should cut their losses or be patient with one of their most consistent players in the last 3 years? Let us know your thoughts in the comments section, and don't forget to subscribe.